You
Good
are.
evening, everybody. My name is Aaron Church Solomon. We are here for the Final Boss Draft League. We have entered playoffs. I've
Woo!
got, I know. I've got myself a lovely little co-cast right here. Dusik is with me on the evening. How are we doing, Dusik?
I'm doing good as always. Good to be back here for day one of the Switch stage for these playoffs. We got the Gassy Chuds versus Team Chaos, and we are already into pick and ban for this game.
Yes, and we're already getting all of the easy-to-play dumb characters out of the way. Volibear, Senna, and Janna have been removed, and I will not extend that insult to the Anivia. That is my Ice Bird, and Articuno was my hard carry Pokemon back in the day on Yellow, for those that would like to know.
Speaking of brainless simple carries, I mean there we see Smolder being taken away with the buffs, with the the Blackfire changes. I haven't been playing a lot recently, but I've seen the videos, I've seen the memes, and instead of taking another dragon on pick one.
I don't think we can actually get through a draft without a dragon gracing our presence here, Dusik. And I will tell you that Smolder has been a major favorite in recent weeks, at least for the games that have been streamed here in the Final Boss Draft League. So it's nice to see a bit of variance in the choices, but we're going to have to see what the other options are going to be for any late game carries that they may or may not want to put into Taco's hands.
Yep.
Now, opening picks here, we've got the Shyvana first pick on the side of Gassy Chuds. Feels like a little bit of a strange first pick to get for either Prophet or I would imagine Lacuna. But replies Silas and Tristana, where I would imagine Shredman and Rez.
Ooh, are we gonna get the classic Corki Nami bot lane in response? Please, please give me the Corki Nami. Give me the Los Ratones special.
It'd put the hurt on them. It would definitely put the hurt on them. No, the
No.
support will not be secured. Hui locked in here for Elegance. I remember doing
Yep.
very well in the games that I did cast for them. I may be misremembering that. But
Yep.
now, question is, what do Team Chaos want to lock in for either a jungler? Oh, they're going to get their top laner
Oh.
in. Diddle Bob
See.
getting his how do I sandbag but be relevant later option.
Yep, makes sense. When you're on red side, you can grab it on 3, take away some of those problematic counter picks in response to those bans. You do lose that priority on like any go-to junglers you want, but they are going to lose. Like you see him losing that Lulu, and I'd imagine another just strong enchanter going to be taken away to pair from pairing with that Tristana.
Yeah, and they're kind of taking away the Lulu from themselves. Kale's going to be banned away for Team Chaos as their final ban. Are Gassy Treads going to remove their own enchanter options, which feels very strange. I don't
They're going to
believe.
remove. I imagine it'll be like the on-hit pairs because Corki you don't want is kind of like that pseudo enchanter along the lines of Ezreal. You don't want that like Yumi, that Lulu. You want something that actually buffs the abilities themselves.
Right. Which is why the Nami would be the preferential
Yeah.
pairing. Outside of maybe the Karma, just to assert dominance in the early part of the game.
Ooh.
Oh, Xin Zhao.
Nope.
So the
The
power
Zinj?
pick has been taken out. Can't say that I actually would identify any of these bans for a target ban. We can pick out roles and who they're likely targeting, but I am open to see how the rest of this plays out. How does the rest of this draft progress?
Well, also just looking at the points, I'm realizing both teams are heavy point invested in the bot side here. Like this is going to be a game of which ADC can carry hardest.
It does, and I'm getting the impression that Silas might be in the jungle. That I believe that did happen last night on the game that we unfortunately had to sack due to league client crashing issues. But this is setting up a very beefy frontline situation. Silas has the runaround mage option with the Ornn and the Swain to really give a lot of space for this Tristan, to really give Rez a lot of agency, a lot of opportunity to kind of get that reset going and blow up what appears to be a very mostly squishy team on the side of Gassy Chuds. Shyvana might be the only bruiser-like champion they have in their possession that can, I mean, hold any amount of space, but I would expect her to get shredded through no matter what with how the current layout of this just team v team matchup is. Uh-oh.
Oh, and it looks like she will be the only beef on the entire side of Gassy Chuds because they are just committing to this lane dominance picks.
And I don't like it. I actually don't like it for the comp set. I understand the ability for a Vayne to absolutely abuse an Ornn, and I actually think the Ornn has a lot of kill threat onto a Vayne if played well. Shout out to you, Diddle Bob, if you can actually mess with Prophet's dreams and goals here in this game. But I just don't think Gassy Chuds are going to have an easy way of getting themselves to finish out this game. They can have a lot of great skirmishes, they can have a lot of damage, but they're going to need to make some space for either this Vayne or for Corki to really put out an incredible amount of damage and get ahead of the tankiness that's going to be built up on the side of Team Chaos. So we're all sort of set here. The roles are at our best guesses. Any final thoughts here before we jump into our loading break, Dusik?
I disagree with you. I think Gassy Chuds have the much better draft here for the simple reason of they have a lot more range. Yeah, they don't have an engage tool, but they can kite out these fights, and Team Chaos has to run into a Vayne, run into a Corki, run into a Wei. And I think if Gassy Chuds can play this game right, they can take this game 1.
Alrighty, so we're actually on a split divide here at the desk, so glad to see we're already fighting our way through before we even get on to the Rift. We're going to go to a quick break, get ourselves loaded up, get some drinks. We'll see you soon. We are live here, game 1 of the Gassy Chuds versus Team Chaos. Prophet has taken the Vayne into the top lane against Diddle Bob. This is going to be a major pain point for Team Chaos. Dusik, you're very positive on how this actually can play out here for the Gassy Chuds.
So I'm positive because I see the theory graphic. They have this massive range advantage for most of the game with the Corki, the Hui, even the Vayne to some extent into the Ornn. Gassy Chuds have to make this engage. They have to somehow get onto the Vayne, onto the Hui, onto the Corki, and all their engage tools, besides an Ornn ult, are melee ranged. So I'm worried that yes, they might have the damage, and they might not have the beef to respond to it, but I don't think it's gonna matter if they play it right.
And I kind of think that the Ornhorn may be more than enough to at least set up the Rel and the Silas to get in to the fight. But we'll see how this breaks down. Sometimes we don't even really get team fights in this league. We just get a series of skirmishes or delayed fights that end up pretty much deciding how the match is going to roll. And, yep, Prophet just asserting his dominance, putting a lot of pressure and pain into Diddle Bob.
Yeah. We do see Diddle Bob taking the Airy on the Ornn, by the way, so he has that little extra damage for lane, trying to put up a little bit of pressure on the Vayne.
Yeah, who has like the lowest base health in the entire game, so very susceptible to any sort of gank or options. I do see that Chris has actually pathed from chickens to his Krugs, maybe looking to see, there could be a gank. Everyone's still like level 1, level 2, so not a full spell set available just yet.
I mean, nope, he's just doing a quick 3 camp into recall, take up an extra Dark Seal.
It's fair enough, just going to leave Diddle Bob out for a bit. It's holding out pretty well, has one more pot to keep himself sustained there in the top lane. Meanwhile, though, Lacuna on this Shyvana, it's pretty much just doing a full clear.
I mean, I'd be more surprised if Shyvana did anything else.
She's still pretty much just like I've gotten some commentary that she's pretty much like kind of unchanged. Like, yeah, they've improved her ultimate so it doesn't knock people back or anything like that. But the rest of her feels like a very similar play style with an attempt to modernize her, but nothing that's really breaks her into a meta-defining champion or anything that's all that much better than what she was.
She's still a power farming late game kind of AP bruiser, burst mage, tank.
Ooh, we're going to have a jump here. Oh, Paku's going to have to be flashing away. He's on fire, but there just might be enough damage. Another pop in, but the turret shots are going to hit. I'm sorry. Rezi goes way too far. First blood picked up by Handy Taco. Paku survives. About every summoner spell used, except for Taco's flash, and it just does not pay off for Team Chaos. And Chris even came down to try to support that gank, but it just did not play out. The stun was set up by Striker, and I don't know if Striker is in optimal location. Andy Taco is going to walk him down, and that's going to be 2 kills in the pocket of the Gassy Chuds AD carry.
Yep. And it's even worse than it seems on paper. They knew South was bot lane, so this is just more time Prophet's bullying Diddle Bob. You can see he's got the wave pushing into him. So Diddle Bob's down CS, and it's going to get worse. He has to find some way to shove that wave in and get it reset.
Yeah, you're right. It is about to freeze, and that will be the most painful situation for Diddlebob to deal with. A long lane is kind of the dream for a Vayne, especially once that level 6 hits. Chris has arrived. Going to try to help crash this wave. Does so successfully. So it's nice to see that. I usually have not seen that in this league. There's a lot of opportunities for...
Oh, wait.
Ward's going to be put in. It's going to delay the back. Shouldn't cost too much more.
Yeah. Shyvana also not going for the counter jungle despite knowing Chris was topside for so long.
So this is going to be the first game of the playoffs for Season 2 here at the Final Boss Draft League. The thing to keep in mind for everyone watching the stream is that this is a best-of-7 situation between these two teams, but that is not as complicated, or it's not going to be as long of a night as you might think. What's happening actually right now is that the other relative halves of these teams are playing another official match at the same time. We're just only going to be streaming one of those two games whenever we're playing these best-of-7s, per se. So don't worry, there's not another stream to worry about. There will be a collection of all the results as we start to go through the series and go through all quote-unquote 7 matches. But don't worry, we're only going to watch 3 of them here on the stream tonight. You'll be with me and Dusik for all 3. And that will be at least how we start out this Swiss series. And we're going to have a big dragon fight here. Damage unleashed. The Swains is going to keep walking forward here. Doesn't have the Raleigh to slow them down. Flash is going to be used by Hidetaka to try to get away. This might actually be all over. One more root. That might be more than enough. Shredman gets his man. 2-0. And it's a great first ultimate. A great first fight for Team Chaos. This dragon's super low right now. 565 health left. Chris now with Smite. Lacuna? Where is that Shyvana? Oh, there she is. All right, there we go. So first dragon's going to be picked up by Team Chaos. That is going to be a Cloud Drake into Infernal. For the fun one, we might still be able to get a Hextech Drake in, but that will at least eliminate those two as potential souls tonight.
I'm also being told by Hierarch that today is just a best-of-5.
Ooh, I might have been misinformed. Or misremembered what's going on, so. But yeah, there's something like that happening tonight. It's 3 games as always. We're here to guide you through it and keep everyone informed, especially as the last night had a very interesting turnout with how the points were discovered to decide who was going to be in playoffs. Oh, is that the train one that...
It is the Orin Conductor.
Orin Conductor, yes. Captain Flowers with the great idea. Brought to life by the Riot developers. Gotta love it.
Easily the best Orin skin.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so round 1 of Swiss stage is best-of-5. Rounds 2 and 3 are BS7.
Okay. I might have gotten misinformed last night about
Damn, having to have your guest caster come on and tell you how things are run.
Look, I'm actually quoting a Sean on that one. So I'm quoting one of the co-owners of this whole damn league.
And I'm quoting Hierarchs.
Yeah, and one of us is wrong. Ooh, going to be pushed away here. Ghost activated, and also on the hunt. The Shyvana is going to get into this, and now using the same Shyvana to run away. Chris and Diddlebob get out. Ooh, the root's going to pull through, but there's not going to be much else to counter. Engage. I mean, An's going to be able to use his ultimate, but that's just to buy spaces. It isn't really the best usage of the Swain ult, in my opinion. Keeps him alive, but more just neutralizes what should have been an advantageous opportunity for Team Chaos.
Yeah, a lot of ults burned across the entire map, but no one actually gaining any advantage off of it. Gold lead staying about 1.5 lead towards the Chuds, but they are down that one dragon.
Just the one. Just the one. All right.
Corky might not know they're there. This might be a situation.
Death brushes have been the way certain games have been won. That's
Oh,
they know.
buddy.
You see that ward right there? This might actually be a super dangerous situation. Chris is going to arrive. Karma's put himself into a very dangerous and precarious position. He's going to flash the wall. It's going to be another summoner spell down. Summoner spells both gone on both of bot laners on the side of Gassy Chuds that it makes him a very vulnerable target for the next couple minutes.
Yeah, been throwing a lot of pressure on the spot side, but not actually getting anything besides some summoners. It's still like 1k lead for this Corki.
It feels like they've really not been able to sync up the wave crash to actually allow them a cannon or something of an equivalent to tank up the turrets and let them actually have a good dive.
It's also a really hard thing to dive.
Oh yeah. A lot of damage coming in from Handy Taco and Paku, the shields and the speed up, as well as the Bombardier dive. Really limiting what they can do. And this Tristana is really low right now. Swain's trying to come down to help buffer the situation and not let this gank occur. But he might be in trouble, and he is going to have to activate his ultimate. Wants to stay in range. Try to keep it active. Kind of getting distracted with his top side here. Ultimate going to be activated and going to be missed. Going to be pushed back here. Great use there from Prophet. It's going to be still more dangerous. Root going to be dodged out. No one dies across the entire map. This is a very tenuous match where... Oh, I might have spoken too soon. Time to run away. Get out of there, Striker.
It's okay. Corki was on the reset. He wanted his Trinity Force. There's a massive spike coming in for the Corki here. That gold lead finally actually manifesting into something.
Yeah, 1.2k gold lead there for the Corki. That is a great little place to be. I think this Prophet, I think we're just waiting for the Vayne to get the Ginsu's Rage Blade so that he could start just two-shotting Diddle Bob and really chunking him down super fast.
That is not a Rage Blade they are building toward, though.
No.
That is most likely the Hex Plate.
Right, that is that attack speed increase. More of a quick instant thing, and that Knight's Hunt, that Vayne ultimate is on a very short cooldown to say the least.
It does let them get that little extra tankier so the Ornn can't try to find those cheesy one-shots.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, big fight here off in the Tri-Brush here. Corki going to have to be forced to run away, and now the Shyvana has gotten into the middle of it. It's going to miss his E, just about to die. The Dragon mode on the Sylas is doing way better than the real Dragon. Oh, getting a good set of heals there. One more lock out. He's going to be able to get one more pop. The Demonic Menace comes through. The dive is successful. Everyone is super low on the side of Team Chaos. Oh, and getting a little too greedy there. Striker will go down from the turret shot. And now, Chris can be able to grab one back. Ooh, and that coup de grace, that little bit of health regen saves him from certain death under the turret. And I think this is kind of where the pain's going to start hitting in here. Prophet, that is 6 auto attacks, and Diddle Bob is down to almost half health.
Yeah, in the mid lane, we didn't really see much of it except at the very end. It looks like Hui got a lot of burst down on the Swain, but just wasn't able to finish him off before the ult came back up. And just from that point onward, he couldn't break through the healing, even with the Oblivion Orb.
Yeah, and the reality is that every time we've gone over this mid lane, Shredman's been able to get a full combo of the pull into the eye, and that means that he's been able to get a consistent double stacking of his passive that has just gotten him tankier and tankier. He's up to 20 stacks, it looks like, right now. I want to see what that equals out to, because it does scale up
140.
140.
I believe it's 7 health per stack.
Let's see. Yeah, for each stack, Swain gains 15 bonus health permanently.
Oh.
Upon claiming a fragment, he will heal for 6% of his max health.
Okay, so I was half right, literally.
Yeah. So 20 by 15 puts him at about a bonus 300 health right now. So
not about, exactly.
Fair enough, though. There's a good fear piece right there. He's going to be able to at least get the trade. Very good by Elegance, holding his ground, neutralizing the effectiveness of that gank. But right now, Shyvana wants to get in, but Swain's okay for the fight. He's going to get the pull. Oh, that is a lot of pain, a lot of damage being put out here. Paku is going down. This dragon's about to get slain. He's going to get rooted and pulled. I like the delay on that double kill. Shredman showing us that he is the demon on this map. Handy Taco's here trying to collect, trying to get a little bit something back, but the combo of CC from Shredman and Striker is perfect. They both get out.
The minions also blocking the big rocket from Corki, making sure Striker gets away.
Good little bit of healing there, and that's going to be a wave clear. So a little bit of damage on the turret. It's going to try to prioritize and push this. Redman's going to stick around. Like, it's a little less than advised. I saw that, Diddlebob. We do not miss cannon minions. Not on this team.
Yeah, but right now, predictions are looking more your way, where this beef is too much for the Chuds to overcome.
Yeah, and this Vayne hasn't really been prioritized, focused, or even supported. Lacuna, I don't think, has had one gank up to the top lane to try to put the pain on Diddlebob and set up Profit to really get ahead. This is just a very neutral scaling thing. It's a 1.7k gold lead, which is nice, but you'd kind of want more to be going on. Ooh, the Fear will miss, I believe. Elegance falling just short here. Striker, once again, super low on the field, but is surviving and making plays.
Yeah, just again and again, and we see them living with the tiniest fragments of health.
Yeah. Ooh, this might actually be it. Does not get the charge away. It's going to hurt a lot. Being chunked down. The double armor with the thorn. Well, the initial thorn. Oh, this might be actually an extra catch. It's going to be able to get a lot of knock, a lot of damage. The turret shots are going to hit it. Oh, Diddlebob trying to walk this one in. They're both super low. No one's here to collect. Chris is trying to make his way up, but he will be too late. Always feels like Chris is a little bit behind the plays on the map. If I'm being honest, he's going to be chasing down Lacuna into the river. Okay,
yeah,
so not much else happening.
Prophet autoed Diddlebob as he was just a hair inside a tower, so he was getting hit by tower that entire time he got comboed.
And the exhaust, the slow might actually be worth more than the damage reduction. Can they actually get the rest of this? Striker playing body block for his AD carry. MVP plays right there from the best support on the map right now. No offense, Paku. But there might be a pain train incoming. They have arrived. Chris is going to be chasing down Handy Taco while Paku has been sidelined. They just want to actually get the bounty gold. It's going to be a collection shutdown gold. Chris going to get himself up a little bit of gold right there. A poke of annoying damage. They might be trying to get a little bit more back, trying to avenge their AD carry. Striker with the great reaction gets the shield up to keep himself alive, but no, he wants in. Dragon on dragon action. Chris is going to try to show his best while the demon flare from Shredman, he's going to be pulling everyone in. Misses the electric strike there, but does get the pull. That'll be a god-like Shredman. We thought the action was going to be on the bot side of the map here, Dusik. It's actually been the mid lane. It's been nothing but Shredman. 7-0-1 right now. He is one mistake away from being my favorite kind of Slurpee, but he is doing crazy work right now.
Yeah, and with that Blackfire Torch and that Rylai's, you are not bursting him, and you are not getting away once you are inside that circle.
Perma slow from the pool. A little lightning channelings. Ooh, that would have... I think Rez might have gone for that if stuck around much longer there, Lacuna.
Yeah, we're still seeing the Tristana. Even though she is behind, she's still outputting damage in these fights.
Yeah, not to be trifled with. 1k gold lead is what Handy Taco has, but 138 CS for the Tristana is not too bad, and has only really died once. Has 1.5 items at this point. Is probably only backing right now to finish off that BF sword into maybe an Infinity Edge?
I'd imagine she's going IE second.
Yeah. Alright, they got the speed boost. Taco, you're in the river. You should not be here, my friend. It's going to be able to get the counter kill, taking out Chris. Demon Flare brought out by Shredman, but there's not much, there's no one really else to blow up, to suckle from. So that will go away, and he's going to go back to probably get a little bit more.
I mean, him topping his ult to get one kill, especially when there's no objective up in the map, it's perfectly fine, I think. The one thing Chud does have going for them is they have been taking down these outer side lane towers. Yeah. So that gold lead is really all in those platings. So if they ever take a bad fight and they're able to melt down these platings from red side, that gold lead is gone.
Yeah, this actually might equalize if Team Chaos can start picking up bricks. I will point out, we've somehow missed it, but it looks like there have been... The Infernal Drake was taken by Gassy Chuds, and we're going to be having a Mountain Drake for the duration, and that third dragon was picked up by Team Chaos. So this game keeps heading into a later and later game situation. Demon Flare not available. Vayne trying to pick up a fight. Striker in the area, but doesn't look like Gassy Chuds want to interact with this. Teleport was used as well by the Diddlebob. I mean, this feels like a really bad rotation of resources.
I mean, them trying to get the shutdown on the Swain was fine, but the moment they saw Diddlebob TPing in, I think it was correct for them to back off. Elegance can't teleport down. He is running that ghost. So it would have been
Striker
a 4v5.
trying to get a catch. They do not get the root, but that will be Handy Taco's flash taken. That's more than enough, but Striker will die. Not worth it.
Nope, he got rooted inside the tower range.
Oh, Diddlebob's going to get the catch up, and oh, this is exactly what you want here. But it's taken quite a while here. Handy Taco is going to be able to get some damage out, but there's going to be a clean sweep here. No one else dies on the side of Team Chaos. All the damage put, ultimate sent out. Elegance doing what he can from the far reaches, but that's just, it's not enough.
No, they are entirely relying on Vayne to kill tanks, and she is never with the teams for these big fights.
Yeah, and that's just a bad syncing up. That's a bad prioritization. They need to kind of be able to get together to get this damage and be able to shred through these tanks. But right now, the Vayne only has the ultimate activating X-Plate. And this is kind of where I understand the value of it for what it gives for attack speed, and where when she activates her ultimate, she gets like supercharged. But it's not really worth much if she's not putting Diddlebob further into the dirt, or if she's showing up, or if she's not showing up for these team fights to really take advantage of how she can shred through these tanks.
I also really do not like the Trinity for a second. It's good if she's dealing with bruisers, but she is dealing with beef, and beef alone.
Yeah,
she needs that attack speed. She needs that sustain. Even just a Borg, I think, would be fine.
Yeah, like something that's at least going to start dealing with the health, because we're at 43 stacks on the side of Swain. I'm gonna let you do that math. Diddlebob on this Ornn will become incredibly thick just by the nature of the champion.
645.
Thank you. So 645 bonus health. Go ahead.
It's 15 per stack?
15 per stack.
Yeah, 645.
Yeah. Make sure I'm not lying to you about anything. Yep, just 15 with the 6% max health is that, where you'll see more than the...
Oh, wait a second.
Yeah, they've gotten themselves a little bit clever here. Baron's about to be stolen right underneath Team Chaos's nose. That'll be a big gold swing and a massive change in what can be done on the map if Gassy Chuds can use this Baron to reacquire control of the map and get these waves pushed. Surprise, surprise, Team Chaos. You've been outplayed, and now the lane prio is going to change.
What a Vayne and a Shyvana can do Baron quickly? Who would have guessed?
That's... it's surprising, and then it's not when you remember who's what.
Yeah, they will lose this dragon for taking that Baron, and I don't know if Vayne's going to take tower in time. So it is just a short-term game versus long-term goals.
Yeah. They are now on Soul Point, Team Chaos, with a win condition, which they're already kind of set up to be with a far more easy to execute comp. At this point, it's really just weather the Baron and then look for the next dragon in 4.5 minutes. Right in the jungle. This might not be exactly what I would advise for them. Ornhorn's going to come through. Gonna catch and knock up the Hui, but that is a flash burnt on the immobile carry of Gassy Chuds. Not the best situation you want to find yourself in. Chris going to miss his chains. He's going to fly on in. They're going to try to catch on to Handy Taco, but the damage is too much. Chris will get blown up, flashing in to try to maintain the Demon Flare. And the root's not going to collect, and now he's gotten himself into a big bit of trouble. Can he get it? He can get the Seeger's Arm Guard off, but it's just delaying the inevitable. A good amount of damage to pop out, but it's not going to finish off anyone. That's 2 kills just given over by Team Chaos. Not a sequence I would advise for.
No, that felt like a very unforced error.
And this feels like another unforced error. Tristana's going to be popped up, and then the rest is just going to be donezo and over. This is a little bit of a throw set of plays here by Team Chaos. A really bad sequence, and they're going to lose an inhibitor off this.
I'm worried it might be more than inhibitors. Swain's still down for like 20 seconds. They might genuinely look to push to end. They have no wave clear.
If these people are playing with LPL Spirit, they're going to push for the win right now, I would say.
I mean, it's... Oh, no, they're going to be... They're going to play it safe.
All right, fair enough. We are in the playoffs. Things matter.
So I was very surprised that they got so aggressive there. Like, with this moment the Silas chain miss, I think they should have backed off. Because, like, they're playing this long game, waiting for these Dragon Soul, waiting for these Ornn items, waiting for the Tristan to get her levels, get that bonus range. And instead they full committed while the Chuds had Baron.
Yeah, which feels really weird. It feels like they were kind of looking to get back on some of these kills or to really neutralize the Baron with a fight. And then it just feels like they just didn't have good vision, but they assumed that everyone was going to go to their side lanes and they were going to catch out like an isolated target in the mid lane. But the whole team's there. And so the moment Rez jumps in, the moment Striker jumps in, the moment Chris jumped in at the very beginning, you realize, oh wait, the entire team's here, and this is a really bad, 2v5, 3v5 situation, and then they all die. Just really, I don't know if they're missing communication, they didn't have vision or knowledge of who was where, but a really bad sequence of plays and decisions there.
Well, after Paku died, Prophet had TP'd in behind the Swain, boxing them in.
Ooh, I did miss that. That would definitely be a danger zone.
Because like we're talking about, Swain's or Vayne's the only one killing a tank, so they felt safe. But that moment that Vayne finished that TP and condemned the Swain, it was all over.
Yeah, the big carry that is Shredman is going to be losing a bit of potency until he gets himself another big AP item. The Zanya is completed, so he'll be able to go into the golden state repeatedly, but I would debate on what the next item would be for him, because the damage output really is limited between Rez and, I would say, him. Chris hasn't really gotten himself into too much yet. 3, 3, and 5 on the Silas. Has been able to keep a gold lead over his counterpart and is stealing that dragon form every chance he gets. I just don't know if the Rocket Belt, and at least what his build is, it lets him be tanky and lets him exist, but I am actually debating if how the itemization has been executed on the side of Team Chaos is going to give them the damage they need to win these fights.
It's actually very traditional items from Silas, but we have a fight going on in the bot lane. Or nope, just an Ornhorn going wide.
Oh, and there's that gap that you're talking about. If the Ornhorn doesn't catch, they don't really have a fight. Can't really have a fight.
Nope. They needed to keep this pressure up, because now they have no way to push the Chuds off an established position.
Yeah.
Corki had 4 items with that Infinity Edge. I'm assuming Vayne backing to finish that Rage Blade. Yeah, the Swain might be up 2k, Silas might be up 1.5k.
This is weird.
But your ADC is down 3k and your top laner's down 3.5.
Yeah, this is actually getting really weird right now. Team Chaos are actually kind of prioritizing to be over on the Baron side of the map, so they're going to give over a second Drake point for the Gassy Chuds instead of fighting for point, because that Ornhorn is not available. It's really where I think the decision is. So they're going to index and get vision, get that top lane push, keep the mid wave pushed, and I believe start positioning themselves for a fight in the top river around this Baron.
Yeah, they set up vision for Baron, but Chuds had a lot of time to get that dragon done and rotate over. And now we see Chaos, Chris having to burn his stolen ult just to not get caught out.
Yeah, a bit of an overreach, and they're backing off. Are we just giving up a single ultimate and then calling the fight over? Is that what we're doing?
I mean, Chris is their only engage tool besides Diddlebob's ult.
Well, Diddlebob's ult is about to be up. This is an option. This is an opportunity. This is very strange. Mid lane is going to be collected by the Swain, Tristana, and Rel. And now the Vayne, he just wants to actually get into the middle of this. Ultimate activated. Ghost has been procced, and this Ornn is being shredded out. He's going to try to get the knock up. He will, but there's no one else to follow up for it. Lacuna will collect the kill. That's their engage. Dead. And now Gassy Chuds, just by decision-making and positioning, are outdoing Team Chaos, who have the easier team comp and have a better late game idea, at least I thought. But if you can't actually get yourself where you need to be, they're going to be in a lot of problems. Double root caught up here. Two of them golden. A lot of healing coming through, but now you have to be able to get onto this Vayne. You have to blow him up. The lightning's not going to strike. And Vayne just gets to free fire. 1 kill for profit there. Trying to get a second, just chasing down the rest of Team Chaos. And that will be that fight. 2 for 4. The Baron will not be taken. But this is just a little bit too much. This is not the kind of engage that you want. What's going to happen here is that Treadman's going to come over to the wall. He's just going to ult and flash in to try to be the engage for this fight. He's going to get a fantastic root, but they don't get to the Vayne. They blow up the Elegance, who is, is a viable, target. But Handy Taco and Vayne are just surviving for so long and allowed to put out so much damage. And then it's just a rundown. The speed boost from Vayne's passive just lets him endlessly chase whoever he wants.
Yep, and like you said, Swain did get a good engage, but if you looking back on it, he didn't touch Vayne or Corki that entire fight. And like you said, those are the two things you have to deal with.
Yeah. Double 80 carry comps are notorious for being very high damage outputters. And especially if you can give them the time, and boy howdy did they.
Yeah, and this is the thing I was talking about during the draft, where I'm just like, where they don't have a way to get these fights started in a way they need it.
The only advantage that I see, especially if they keep a standard like 5v5 fight, is that the range as the drawing the bead levels up and levels out on the Tristana will outrange the Vayne and probably get an extra auto attack or two. So if this Tristana can get to full build and get to the max range, that may provide just enough advantage to at least deal with one of the 80 carries. Oh, the Despair is going to crack, and Chris is going to be brought to half health. Here comes the damage through. The Vayne is in a lot of trouble now, brought down low, and now trying to pull forward. Demonic Embrace used, but he's not going to be able to get much further. That is one ultimate, 2 ultimates used on the side of Team Chaos. We're going to still be posturing here with a little bit of an ARAM. No one really able to pull the trigger.
I mean, I'm surprised with Ornald and Swain being down that Chuds aren't just rushing this Baron.
I feel like they're just trying to get a little bit of push out on the wave. And now the positioning's there. Hui's going to be able to provide a bit of the peel with the Karma. It's going to be hell to get into this river right now. The Baron's already gone here. 4,000 health left on it. I don't think they can even get in. Swain is miles away from this fight. There's going to get a knockup. I don't think that's where you want to go, Dedablah, but you can do as you do. You will get bopped. And now comes the chase. Oh, trying to get in on this. Oh my gosh, about to do 2 shots. Some Handy Taco with the spice. And now Vayne ready to get unleashed. Gets one more. We're going for the end here. Swain rooted out. Unending Despair. That should be the end of that one. You might go golden, Chris, but this game will be locked away. You win this round. Dusik, you get the right predict. I thought they had it. I thought the beef was going to be enough, but this Vayne actually takes it out in the team fights. That will be game 1 going into the Gassy Chuds.
What can I say? I know my boy Handy Taco. Never doubted him.
He started that
and
one off with that last touch.
In that damage chart. 40,000, 15k higher than anyone else in the game. That's my boy.
And that's crazy, but I'm looking at, yeah, look at that. Not a big CSD diff, but the damage per minute is gross. That KDA doing him work. Going back to the main spread page there, the most surprising thing to me is just how little damage Tristana did in this game. And I just think this goes down to, like, Tristana is pretty much a late game carry and just was not able to get into any of these fights. Something was really lacking in how she was being piloted. I really kind of wish there had been more out of res on this Tristana. There should have been more damage put out. The fact that Swain got such a great advantage in the early part of the game, and the bot lane was kind of a neutral situation, and they just weren't able to.
It's not. Don't forget, Corki got that early triple kill.
Yes, he did. I forgot. Yes, that early fight, they just gave him that triple. Yeah, I don't know. That might have been just what shut it down. The late game carry, the insurance in that Tristana was taken away by that triple kill and by how the rest of the game played out.
It just felt like she could never get the positioning in those team fights to actually output that damage. If she walked anywhere near them, you had a Corki, all of a sudden, one auto, you're half health. Hui, you're rooted in your half health. There was no position where she could actually get multiple autos off consistently.
Yeah, you're reminding me about how the great theory of the range. That was I
Mm-hmm.
remember LS bringing that in, and my favorite example was the Nocturne Karthus combo, and realizing like, oh yeah, Aphelios can't interact with either of those champions truly. Like, you're just going to be isolated, blown up, dived on, and you will not get more than 3 auto attacks off before you are put into the ground. And the range advantage from the Gassy Chuds pretty much did it for him, and then just bought time for then the Vayne could just get in close and start just shredding them.
Yeah.
So that will be game one. Going into the Gassy Chuds scorebook, they have started out the playoffs with a great first map win. We still have 2 more to get through. And looking over actually on the Final Boss Esports website, you can actually see that Gassy Chuds appear to have taken, if I'm saying this right, production, correct me if I'm wrong, they have won the
They
first
have
2 games.
they have taken both.
Yes. There's a chance we only stream one more game.
So at this point, on account of Gassy Chuds, have taken the first 2 games of what is the, let's say, modified best of 5. If they get the next match win, we may be done for the night. So we're going to get ourselves into a break, and we will see you back for draft of what is technically game 3. We'll see you soon. Welcome back. Game 2 here. Gassy Chuds. Well, actually, game 3 here. Get myself corrected here. Gassy Chuds versus Team Chaos. Team Chaos have chosen blue side, Gassy Chuds red side. These will be the rosters going in here into game 2. Sad White Man
Game
up in the
three.
top lane, Warlord Ragan in the jungle, Elegance still in the mid lane with Handy and Paku in the bot lane. Team Chaos, though, bit of a change up. Captain Rex in the top lane, Crystal in the jungle, Tate in the mid lane, Rez in the bot lane with Maya as the support. We're going to probably do a fast run here. Any opening thoughts on the rosters here as we get into game 3? Dusik?
No, none for me.
Great, awesome. And we're still seeing the Anivia ban, the Ari ban, and the Riven ban. A little strange, probably just targeting specifically someone on Team Chaos' side, maybe Captain Rex, who does like to kind of go a little ham, even if he's in a less than favorable matchup situation. The AD carry bans from Team Chaos feel very special. The Tristana and the Corki being taken away from Handy Taco.
Not too surprising though. Especially given the last game. An immediate Smolder B1.
But the Gassy Chuds will immediately counter with a Twitch pickup for Handy Taco. He's looking to actually abuse the dragon with the poisonous rats there. It's going to be picked up by Elegance, keeping that distance, that range advantage that we saw in game 1. And then the Aurora picked up by Tate with the Pantheon and the jungle. So I'm liking how the pacing is going so far. We're still seeing that range difference that you were talking about. Mom is the only really long range spell that Team Chaos has in their repertoire. Meanwhile, with the ultimate from Twitch, as well as just what Xerath is and does, they can win a fight without ever even seeing the enemy.
In theory, yeah, but I mean, with that Zinzao pickup, they are still trying to play somewhat of a traditional game.
All right, we're going to see Seraphine taken away, and then the Galio band as well, limiting any sort of, I guess, roaming options, or at least come in and save the Xerath or Twitch options, kind of a submarine with an asteroid idea. Karma taken away, last ban for the Gassy Chuds, and then Darius banned away from Sad White Man. Can't say I've seen much Darius in this season. And then the Nico will be picked up on the side of Gassy Chuds. Nami for the Smolder, and then Aatrox for Captain Rex in the top lane. Ooh, and Sad White Man with the Garen. can't say we've got anything too crazy or special going into this game. Range advantage still looks like it's on the side of Gassy Chuds. Invade or engage options kind of limited to the Pantheon and maybe the Garen kind of walking in. There's not really a lot of good engage options on the side of Gassy Chuds, but that didn't stop them or prevent them from getting a win back in game 1. Any thoughts as we get ourselves out of draft here?
This is gonna be a much more skirmish heavy game with the Twitch, with the Xerath, with the Aurora. Like, yeah, you still have that scaling in the Smolder, but I feel like it's gonna be a lot more of a bloody game where they're actually looking to fight early.
That sounds about right to me. Handy Taco and his team are ready to go. Ultracad sitting on the sidelines, hoping Team Chaos can get themselves another win. We are going to keep rolling. I believe we're good to go into break, and then we will see you on the Rift for what is, yes, Game 3. I know it's confusing sometimes, but Game 3 for tonight's Best of 5. We'll see you soon. Game 3 is afoot here. Just to make sure we're broken down here, we got it cleared up here for you guys in the audience. Games 1 and 2 were played simultaneously. We only streamed Game 1, Game 3, and 4. The rosters have already been decided, but we are going to be streaming Game, really 4, but it's Game 3 for everyone. So Game 3, that's what we're watching right now with the lineups that you see. What may happen is that if the Chuds win this map, we may be done for the night. But if Team Chaos can start bringing it back, we might find ourselves going the full 5-map series. But that will need to be discovered and played out. Right now, looking around the map, I'm not seeing anything, Dusik. Looks like a pretty neutral opening.
Yeah, I mean, neither side really has any level 1 besides like the Twitch invisibility trying to catch something, but Nami is ridiculously strong level 1 with that W healing and dealing damage.
Gonna really enable their trading. Paku and Handy Taco not so much with the same options. Looks like junglers are going from top to bottom on their clears. Might set themselves up for some level 3 ganks. But this damage onto Paku, feels like it's going to stick a lot more than they might like. Invisibility going to be brought in. Going to use that attack speed buff. Try to put some damage in. And a little bit of a poison.
Yep, the poison, that's the power of that Deathfire touch on the Smolder. That gives him that strong laning phase and that strong mid to late game too. Speaking of strong early game, you see Garen just almost one-shotting the Aatrox Ignite, not dealing enough.
Captain Rex, I always give it to him. He likes to go toe-to-toe and really be there for the fight, but can often bite off more than he can chew. That Ignite, maybe one more auto might have secured it there for Sad White Man. But Captain Rex will survive. Ooh. Very good there from Tate. Weaving those autos in to at least get 2 different procs of that triple shot damage.
Yeah. We'd also see Xerath with the exhaust, so he does not have that teleport to get back to lane, so all this damage really will stick onto him.
Yeah. Yeah, just the Doran's. Yeah, just the Doran's ring. Any good dancing here from the side of Tate? Yep. As you said, it's going to stick. This is going to put him into a lot of damage. He's got the exhaust, but I think we're about to have... Nope, no trading of flashes. Really, really running the line there. That'd be a guaranteed kill as far as I would think about it.
It'd be close with the potion ticking if he got exhausted.
Mm-hmm.
And if he got exhausted and with Xin Zhao there, it would just... It would have been close. But when your series is on the line, it's better to be safe.
Yeah, it would have been a 1-for-1 trade, really, when you put it that way. Oh, but we might actually be a first blood all together. Bot lane's going to get there. There's Rez getting the first blood, but a big fight in the mid lane here. This is Xin Zhao going too far, and Garen's going to flashes either way. Chris will get the kill onto Warlord Dragon, but you're running the wrong way. Captain Rex will give over his life as well. Kind of clenching there for Handy Taco, stepping forward. Trying to get the jump on to Rez and Maya, and Gonna be able to get some damage, gonna be able to catch this wave, and at least keep his CS going.
Yeah, Paku got caught out by a bubble when they were a little too low. And that Smolder burst the Smolder Nami burst early game is a bit deceptive how much they can just pop you. Paku not even popping the heal, just accepting their fate.
Looks like they'll be able to crash this wave. Rez and Maya gonna be forced to stick around to collect it. Big wave crashing here into Captain Rex. He should be able to collect most of it, but this is sort of the big advantage happening from Sad White Man. Now with a decent advantage, can't say it's too realized, level advantage and some gold. But the wave clear...
lay some resets. Oh, so dirty. I love it.
Very annoying, and the right kind of annoying. Alright, I'm going to try to keep track of the dragons this game. We had 2 of them get away from us without noticing. First one is up. It's the Hex Tech. So we'll not see that one for the soul. But should be a pretty... I would like to think they're going to prioritize that. We're going to see what the junglers
Always
want to
forget
do.
what Hex Tech does. I just know what the soul does. I think it's the ability haste one.
It kind of tracks. Let's see here.
Ability haste and attack speed.
Alrighty, so that'd actually be pretty good for Handy Taco for a few reasons. And
Yeah,
Warlord Dragons, so yeah.
I mean, both things were just everyone would want it. We do see Handy Taco getting that it is serrated Dirk, so we will be seeing the Collector Rush, which is a funny interaction with Twitch Poison, where Twitch Poison can actually execute you because of the way it's coded.
Yep, and you gotta love that, where it's like, I'm dead. How am I dead?
Why that poison deal 999 true damage?
Right, it's the worst. It's actually the worst.
Oh, it's the best. I love it.
It's the worst to be on the receiving end. I do love having a good Twitch game, especially when you just start chaining the stealth. Like, I just keep killing it. They keep dying. Ooh, way to dodge the danger there.
Half their health.
Yeah, that is not the exchange that you wanted. And Rez has got to fly away without really taking any damage for the fight. The trade patterns on this bot lane, yes, it's going to be in the advantage of Maya and Rez via what they can do with their kits. But they got to try to actually get something back here. Ult's going to be going. He's trying to get that level 6, and that's going to be the execution. The tower shot is going to be absorbed by the turret, and great flash away by Paku. He's burning from that Deathfire touch, but he will be able to make it out. Taco's going to crash the rest of this wave, and that will be not advantage secure, but at least a neutralization of what was happening in this bot lane.
Oh yeah, that's a big thing for the Chuds there. Twitch is one of those champions where you really need to try to get that early lead. Both Twitch and Nico, they really need to get something going. And Taco realized he's about to hit that 6 a little before them, and so they went for that small window they had available.
And they capitalized on it very well. Captain Rex may be about to be in trouble, but I think...
Oh, I think Sad White Man could have gone for that.
Yeah, he's got all the things available. The Ignite. And there's no flash
got the Ignite.
on either of them right now.
I think he could have committed. But I'm also a greedy guy, so...
Each their own. I would still have thought about it as well. Garen ends up just being a super powerful pick in this league. I don't know if he's been over-tuned on his stats, because he's kind of a stats check champion, but there's just something about how Garen can just sort of run at his enemies, silence them, spin on them, and then execute them. And just doesn't feel like there's a lot of counterplay options, especially if you don't have coordinated CC.
Well, Garen was a lot less popular when you had these tanks in the top line that he really couldn't just melt through. But with how bruiser heavy it is, how many bruisers and fighters, that base damage plus the execute is enough to just one-shot most champs now.
And I think we have some action here on the bot side. This Nami might be in a bit of trouble.
Great
Fantastic wave. And the Pantheon has arrived. Mom's going to come in, going to provide a bit of a slow. Oh, the Uchu is going to tag, as we're going to have a fight on 2 fronts. Captain Rex doing his best to actually dance and dodge around. Oh, they're getting surrounded here on the bot side. Going to try to actually catch it. The mid wave has arrived. And now here comes the CC knock up. The Blossom Might get a bit, but this Twitch is not going to be able to get much of a counter kill. Can't even get the execute on to Chris. And there's Sad White Man bringing down the Demacia Injustice on to Captain Rex. That is a 3 dead on the side of Gassy Chuds for 1 across the entire map. The advantage in Team Chaos's hands, especially getting these kills onto the Pantheon to accelerate and allow this jungler to really just affect the map in a much greater way than what Ragan can pull off now.
Yep. Well, and we kept seeing Tate having this mid-pressure, having this shove against this Xerath, but never really doing anything with it. But finally, he takes that priority, runs bot lane with the Pantheon, and 4v3 in that dive, even with the Xerath ult, there is not much you can do about it. Yeah. And Maya's very well placing that Nami ult to stop the engage before Ragan could get there.
Yeah, Maya with a great play there. Getting, I believe it was a full triple knockup, but particularly preventing Warlord Ragan from getting into melee range to provide the knockup.
Yeah. Ragan tried to flash over the wave, but got hit by the tail end of it.
Yeah, it's really hard. It's kind of like trying to flash through an Ash arrow. You got to be precise, or sometimes it's just too big.
It's the hitbox to be deceiving where it is exactly.
Yeah. I think I've even seen, or I have it in my brain, that frame where it's like the Ash arrow tip is about halfway through your champion before it actually makes contact. Yep. And it's like
the hitbox is the body, not the arrowhead.
Yeah. Alrighty, so next Drake coming up in 25 seconds is going to be the Ocean Drake. Dragon is backing up for a buy.
Interesting. He went Titanic.
World Ender going to be activated. Captain Rex looking for the fight. Sad White Man's pretty low. Has his ultimate available if he wants to try to counter the situation, but will be able to back up.
Smolder with full Essence Reaver. This is might be a big fight over this dragon.
Yeah, no teleports in these top laners. Yeah, this is going to be a 4v4 fight right now. Big double bubble. Oh, that is fantastic. Oh, and he's going to get in here. Ragan's going to be able to get the counter kill. Aatrox has been actually slayed in the top lane, and this Twitch is trying to do what he can. He's going to be able to get one, but the dragon's going to try to chase him down. He goes invis to escape the prediction.
Oh!
Tate with the predict spell set, and is going to just secure that fight. Now Xerath, he's going to walk in here. This feels like a regrettable set of decisions, but he will be able to clear the wave. Oh, he's so low. He has 100 health.
Yep. So that entire fight started from that phenomenal bubble. Oh, might not be over yet.
Yeah, Elegant's kind of missing some free hits here.
Okay, it is over.
Yeah, we're finally...
Yeah, that entire fight started from Maya hitting that great bubble onto 2 with the immediate follow-up. I think Paku just got melted down like as the fight started.
Yeah.
And yeah, Taco got a good flank halfway through to get some ults going through to somewhat even it up. We're seeing it again, the Aurora moving before the Xerath, where Xerath's only contribution is him dropping these ults.
Yeah, and now the Conqueror's being procced here. Captain Rex wants to fight. The ultimate's not available, but he is afire and going way further than he should for this trade. That is an everything for nothing trade, really. Oh, he's trying to buy himself some space here. He's going to try to get the root out, but he's going to get smote here. Axe down. I know it's a sword, but Rez going to blow up Taco. That one hurts. You thought you had the jump, but the dragon will eat you alive. The wave will not catch anyone. I think Team Chaos are going to call it even, but the fight, they won it. Warlord Dragon's going to get in. He's going to try to get onto anyone or anything, but he's just going to be gridlocked, stun-locked. And he's going to die for it. Xerath now in the middle of this fight. It's not where he wants to be. The Pop Blossom's only going to catch one. It's the Pantheon. He's already way too accelerated to be threatened by anything that Paku can bring out. That's a double kill into this Smolder. He's 5-0-5 right now.
Yeah, that is the worst person any of this goal could go to. And this is the moment I feel you got to feel a bit bad for Sad White Man. Yeah, you got this good lead on the Garen. You look at your bot lane, you look at your jungle, you look at your mid, and you just go, what happened? Oh.
Oh, no. This is not... Oh, the sneaker has been snuck on. He almost killed Maya, but they execute the rat in the bush where he belongs.
Yeah. He was probably trying to look for cheese kills, hoping to just find one, but he found both. And you saw immediately start with Smolder Q taking half his health bar.
Here's the play sad. White man's about to get a lot sadder. I don't believe he can get the execution on anyone. Xerath trying to chime in from across the map. Can't get anything. But he might have... Yep, he's going to flash away. Aurora threatening the ult, and Between Worlds not available, but still scary.
Oh yeah, that raw base damage, those upgraded boots, and I think we've been seeing a lot of in a lot of different leagues is the Proto Belt rush on a lot of these mid-range mages, on top of the active, just really good stats.
Yeah, and sometimes you just need a little bit of movement to get one extra bit of damage in to secure a kill, secure a fight. I remembering when the like Hextech Proto Belt, all the earlier versions came out, and my friend who was a major Cho'Gath fan was like, "Wait, you're giving me a second dash on Cho'Gath?" Mistakes were made. Elegance.
Now see, I will always miss the Everfrost.
Oh, that spell. Yeah, the lineup CC.
Yep. Everfrost Gragas. Oh,
yep.
That was my thing.
That was a time. That also made Ari viable before they gave her the reset on her ultimate.
And LeBlanc.
Yeah. Get
it
one
was so good everywhere.
Yep, it just allowed you to just chain CC as one champion, which was innately busted, if we're being honest, but did feel real good.
Speaking of busted, Paku got their kneecaps busted. They're losing 2/3 their health bar from one Smolder trade.
Yeah, this bot lane's in a bit of a pain. Pooch, you're going to need to leave, my friend. The wave's going to roll through. It's going to knock up Paku. Paku's clone, actually. I was deceived. Yeah, all the agency, all the control of the map right now is on the side of Team Chaos. Sad White Man might be happier than he looks for how his situation's going against Captain Rex, but he's not really... This is kind of going back to how the last game went with the Vayne in the top lane versus the Ornn. Yes, they did end up winning that match. Gassy Chuds doing great work. Ignite's going to go down, and it's not enough. Going to flex his champion mastery, which is nice. Oh, sad White Man.
Even sadder.
Even sadder.
And again, we're seeing Tate on this Aurora running this map, getting the move on the Xerath and just one-shotting everyone.
Elegance just 1v1 by the Smolder. This game is getting out of control right now. Pantheon's accelerated. The Smolder is accelerated. Pop Blossom's going to get a big catcher onto all four here. Handy Taco's going to unload right now, and that's a big 3 dead on the side of Team Chaos. A great trigger pull. Aurora has arrived. Handy Taco? He's got to try to get some damage in here. He's gone in Viz. Trying to look for an opportunity here, and that's going to be the jump in. Warlord Dragon trying to set up his AD carry here, but the Between Worlds, it's going to be way too much here. Pop off.
Yeah, a little too much greed. They got the good pick. They got this good trade with the amazing engage from Paku with the Nico. But they had to pull it off there once the Aurora TP'd in, I think.
Yeah, and they're going to lose a lot. At least a plate maybe on this midway, but the Herald will be going into Team Chaos's hands.
And the worst part, Paku got the shutdown gold on the Smolder.
And that's not where you want the damage. It's not where you want to index it. It's not going to allow for the multiplying to happen. You want it onto Taco.
Yeah. I'm not sure if it was just like a specific take of the Q or the comment or what happened, but yeah, Paku got the shutdown on the Smolder.
Yep, and now we're going to have Infernal Drake is up. We will have an Infernal Soul, which is exciting, to say the least. This is probably... Nothing but firepower over here.
Speaking of firepower, we see Taco going for the Theater Bolt, so he is pure committed to this raw burst gameplay.
Try to blow up all the squishies on the side of Team Chaos before they're allowed to do anything. I can appreciate it. Hope it scales well, because I would expect a Sunderer to come in to at least beef up the Smolder. Dragon's going to be started by Team Chaos. And there's no contest. Yeah, no. Chuds are going to give it over.
No, you can try. You can't even blind Xerath ult that. You're Xerath's top side. 2 Drakes to 1. I mean, gold lead is only 5k. It's not unsurmountable. Like we saw with that Nico engage, like there is ways for Chuds to fight this back.
Is a way, but it's not really going to start with getting caught out in the middle of the river like that. Grizz going to go for it with no fear. It's one more spear in. Paku. Oh, you're having a very painful game, and I feel bad for you, but also stop feeding. And it's going to be really hard if the damage is like that. One rotation of spells from the Smolder. I'm not sure why you're trying to go in right now, Xin Great bubble. Mom's going to come in, provide some cover fire. No pun intended. And I think they're going to be able to continue their siege.
I think he was just trying to put them off the tower.
Yeah. That's going to be a reset.
Also not a fan of Raggan rushing the Titanic Hydra over the sundered sky.
I'm not a fan of being caught out here by this Garen. Zeret's going to try to throw in a barrage of the arcane power. Not going to go anywhere. Now Captain Rex. He's going to get caught out in this river. Gets out the Walden to get his speed up. But the slow from the Garen is going to pretty much limit his options. Will be executed. Demacian Justice coming down. Handy Taco is going to try to unload to get something done. But will get confirmed by Tate. And there we go. Some execution damage. Flank from Xerath isn't what I would expect. He will flash away into the river. Getting near his Nico and Garen for some protection. Xin Zhao has wasted some time, but now Team Chaos, they're caught out. They're on the wrong side of the map. And now this Garen, he gets to run wild spin to win. Chris will become unstoppable, but that's just before he gets shut down by Sad White Man. Game still in Team Chaos's hands, I would say, but that was a very messy sequence, getting caught out in the mid-wave and just ended being flanked.
Oh yeah, they burned a lot of things to kill that Twitch. They burned the Nami ult, they burned the Aurora ult. So by the time everyone else got there, they were just that little bit too out of gas. They couldn't finish off the Xerath. They couldn't finish off the Garen. And at that point, they're trapped between a tower and a Garen. And I mean, what do? You run.
Yeah. Yeah. Try to outrun them. And we can all try, but we will fail. Demacian Justice has no limits. Not sure about this.
Goldie dropped down to...
Good.
Goldie dropped down to 4k gold. So again, bit by bit, it is getting closer and closer to a match.
Yeah, Rez is plenty ahead right now, 11.2k. About 3k gold ahead, 2.5k ahead of his counterpart. Taco's been doing the best that he can, but the real thing that really is limiting and is just kind of shutting down any attempts from Gassy Chuds to get a win, especially just with Taco just unleashing, is that I keep seeing this Aurora just bring out in between worlds and just finish off Handy Taco. He just doesn't get a lot of free time, a lot of free space. We haven't had really a full 5v5 team fight yet, I would say. It's been much more skirmishy, and you'd think that'd be the advantage for someone sneaking around like a Handy Taco on this Twitch, but it just hasn't served. It just hasn't served.
Well, speaking of things that are finishing up, Smolder has just hit that 225 stack. He now has that max percent health burn and the execute.
Yep, and that is right on time for that. Unsurprisingly, has not been slowed down or attacked all too much. Garen's going to be trying to run away, but he will run into the Smolder. Going to start getting burned here and just whittled down. Sad White Man will not make it even past the river.
No. Yeah, that's a 3-item Smolder, that, especially with that Blackfire touch, your armor shreds in an instant, and then it's just the follow-up damage gets even crazier.
Now the river's going to be cleared out. 35 seconds till this Infernal Drake. Team Chaos, they know they're in the driver's seat. They know they've got the power. They've got the baby dragon who's kind of all grown up right now. And so they're going to start clearing out this vision and start getting themselves right positive for taking this Drake.
Sad White Man has teleport when he spawns. They could try to potentially fight this, but they need some way to get in that pit.
Yeah, and then across the map, Captain Rex is doing his best side push, but he does not have teleport. He's going to have to back up to reset to get with this team. Or
so he's teleport.
Is he? He does have teleport. Okay, I missed it. My bad. So he does have teleport as a regular summoner spell. He's going to be able to arrive a little bit late, actually, for the rest of his team. We've already started the Drake. Gassy Chuds are going to leave it alone. This is going to actually... This is kind of a big deal. Team Chaos is going to find themselves primed for Soul Point.
Yeah, it feels like Chuds were maybe trying to flip a Baron, but very, very quickly not even starting it.
Yeah, and now this mid wave is going to be only cleared out by the Twitch. He's going to have to put out barrier just to survive the burn. I don't know why the Xerath isn't here. Xerath's off hiding in the jungle when he should be clearing waves.
Yeah, we're seeing the power of the Smolar now. Just every time he lands a Q on anyone, their health is just gone.
Yeah.
Taco having to burn the barrier just to survive under his own tower.
So we're just having a bunch
Team
of...
Chaos looking towards this Baron pit now, clearing out some vision.
Yeah, they're just posturing. Everyone's just posturing right now. Going to try to get the mid push. I could see Rez getting himself a little bit forward. Oh, never mind. Nope, this is what I was talking about. Aurora's going to be able to come on in. We're going to try to go invisible to hide. But counter kill across the map. Sad Whiteman trying to do his best after his AD key goes down. Big three-man knock up. Paku doing everything that he can. And now it's just down to Warragon. But he's going to be able to get the counter hill. No, here's the lock down the Xerath. Getting a double kill. This is actually a fight turn that we were not expecting. Team Chaos, they're falling apart. This World Ender, he's going to be ended.
This is the exact same way they lost the fight last time. They burned everything hunting down Handy Taco, and this Garrett is thrown into a threat.
Yeah, all the stuns are locked,
Taco
and there's a great flash in.
Got a phenomenal three-man Pop Blossom, which helped the Xerath land these shots. Raze had to flash away from his Xerath Comet and then walk back in just in range for the max range Xerath Q. And all game seeing this Garrett run down the Aatrox. And now stuck between three people, he had no chance but just slowly get run down.
Yeah, brought so low that he was better off backing at that point. And unfortunately wanted to try to come back in and contribute. Goldie now shrunk down to 1k gold. So this game is getting pretty much close to even at this point, and the main pain point is we're gonna have a big fight in about 2.5 minutes, I'd say, when that Infernal Soul is up and going. Otherwise, it looks like it's gonna be more posturing around the Baron. Good poke. This Nico has gotten a lot of kills and should, once we see it, have a lot of items on hand. Yeah, 2 items on this Nico, 2 and a third, 2 and a quarter.
I mean, the 2 plays we really seen come out of Chuds, both of them started with this Nico, with Paku, making those flash Pop Blossoms, getting that fight started.
Yeah. And that's with...
So it might just be that's what the Chuds have to play around. Just hope Paku can keep finding these angles.
Yeah, because really at this point, Team Chaos are rightfully prioritizing the Twitch, but they're kind of overspending trying to get him killed, and then it allows Paku to get these entrances and get these big knock-up lockdowns, and he is hitting like at least a 4 Ranger truck, not a full semi-truck. Oh, Between Worlds isn't going to really hit anything. This Garrett, he's going to get out scotch-free. That is not what you exactly want. Captain Rick is going to bring out World Ender to try to get himself running away. Garen almost gets the execution. He's actually going to break the Guardian Angel. It might be kind of worth it. Chris is going to get revived. I mean,
1 for 1, you take the GA2. Oh, they're going to try to rush the Baron, but they're a little slow on it. Aurora's TPing in.
Yeah, but the rest of the team is actually way behind this. Aurora's going to try to actually play to stall. And it's going to be prevented. Midway's going to be given up.
Okay, no one's on the hunt. They are just going to try to reset and clear these waves.
Alright, so nothing's happening.
But that is soul in 50 seconds.
Yeah, no, that's the main piece right now. We're looking at the summoner spells right now. Paku, he's got a quarter left of the cooldown on his ultimate. Oh, Warlord Ragging getting himself a little bit in too much. Mom's going to fly through. Not really going to affect, and that is not what you want, Paku. The shield will delay any further damage coming through onto him and blowing up any more.
We got White Man flanking on a teleport.
Oh, and that's a panic.
As Taco pops Maya.
But he gets popped in response.
I don't know if you want to trade your ADC for the support. Hold on. Sad Whiteman on the flank. They don't see him.
Oh, and that's going to be the jump in here. Warlord Racken looking for, they're going to try to get on the Dragon. They will, and that will be a secured. Didn't have to use the Demacian just as this. Garen gets to run wild now. It's going to secure the kill onto the jungler. That is the big priority. Now, the rest of Gassy Chuds, they need to come on into this. Warlord Racken's trying to heal up on the Wolves right now.
Sad Whiteman putting the game on his back on the Garen.
Broad shoulders for broad problems. Now they've got to secure this Drake. Aurora gonna try to get something done, but will not be secured. Got really close. The between worlds to kind of poke.
It might have killed Sad Whiteman if it connected.
Okay, that might be a bit of something. Now we're gonna see more of the power of this Xin Zhao here. If he actually had a Enchanter on his side, this might actually go further into his favor, but he will be cut down and shut down by Tate.
If I had respawn to give him that extra CC and power. Taco, I don't think you burst that one. Don't do it, buddy.
You can believe in you. I don't.
Oh, so there's no Sad Whiteman's on the bot side. They know his TP's down. They are going to start up the Baron.
Was a bad decision on the side of Gassy Chuds for how they want to allocate their resources. Xerath is so far away right now. Just picked up another fully completed item. This is over. You're just gonna have to trade that turret in the bot lane for Baron, not the trade that you want, and they're gonna be able to get back in time to defend the inhibitor turret.
Yeah, they are. Chuds were already struggling to clear normal waves. I'm worried how they can deal with these Baron empowered waves now. Gold has completely evened up. So it is just going to come down to execution now.
Yeah. And Team Chaos have actually the best executioner on the Rift before the Eternal Dragon shows up with how Rez is doing. 17k gold right now, 332 stacks. It's not going to take much for him to wipe clean Gassy Chuds.
And now Raze has that Guardian Angel. He has that extra security now. You gotta burst down this dragon twice.
Now, looking around, they're gonna get the Baron push. Warlord Dragon, a little bit optimistic. The rest of your team isn't really nearby. Gonna be able to get some damage out, but that poke from Xerath isn't really doing anything.
Well, Pantheon shielded it.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. Okay, I missed. Yeah, I know that. I just expected way
It's
more
okay,
movement
buddy.
on that.
That's what I'm here for.
I'm tired.
It's okay. Yeah. Team Chaos tried to just push hard on this mid lane, but they're not actually pressuring anyone under tower. They're just trying to let the minions do it. They're still scared of this flank from Ragged and Sad Whiteman.
Yeah, it's either fear or they're trying to. They're really split on kind of what they want to do. They're not doing a 1-3-1 split. They've really not done any sort of lane assignments. This is not. Oh boy, not gonna get caught out. Turret's gonna go down. They cannot catch Tate. His little dashes in between worlds will save him. Oh, that's a big team fight. That was the big team fight winner last time, and Paku's already wasted it. Now they're going to start sieging on to this top lane inhib tower. This poke's going to come through.
Is taking reduced damage from these spells.
Yeah, Elegant's trying to get the angle, trying to get some poke down, trying to get the fight advantage before the fight even starts.
These cannons are going to chip down this tower if they can't take them down.
And
they
right
didn't drop it in time.
Now we're going to get the final posturing. Maybe trying to bait here. Double root. And not much to be said. Between Worlds is going to be activated. Xin Zhao already brought low. He's going to be forced to run away. Needs to get back to the fountain. And they're just going to rotate. They've not gotten the wave pushed in mid. There it is. Now they can actually start sieging. Oh, they're going to get 2 inhibs.
Aku almost up.
This is going to be the play to be made. The poke's coming through. Chris is half health.
They're running out of time to make the play happen, but it looks like Team Chaos is just going to walk it out in abandon, going for that second inhib.
Yeah, if they back in time right now, they can actually go get themselves bought up and be back in time for this Infernal Soul win condition for them, or Soul Point for the Gassy Chuds.
Yeah, and we are seeing some we are seeing builds starting to be finished out. Garen at his full build. Smolder almost at his 7th item, most likely going towards our rapid fire cannon to be that longer range poke. So the champions are starting to cap out, so the gold lead is starting to matter less and less.
Yeah, we're starting to get that hyper late game situation in about 37, 40 minutes. And this is where one team fight will decide the entire map. We just got to figure out if it's going to be here at this Infernal Soul. Gassy Chuds, looks like they're giving it. They're very slow to move to this. Dragon is alive, has been started. Chalk is going to do the best to try to... Yeah, flank rat-a-tat-tat's a good idea. Oh, and we're all in. They've actually baited them, but that's going to be 2 knockups. But the Aurora has been able to catch out the Twitch. He's not able to contribute to this fight. He's going to get blown up immediately, and that's all she wrote. Gassy Chuds late to the fight. Team Chaos will take the Dragon. Great shutdown by the Xerath, but he's got to get back in time to actually defend this. Right now, Chris doing his best to try to delay him from returning to defend his bait. Xerath will make it out. The mid wave will be walked in. He's got to be very careful. He's going to be stunned from the flash, and now just ace acquired. Simple little exchange of summoner spells with one little bit of fire breath. That will get Team Chaos their first win of the night. We are going to continue this series as Team Chaos destroy the Nexus and put us in for a Game 4. Alrighty, Taco with some okay damage this time.
Yeah, but like we were talking about throughout most of that game, it was the Aurora and the Smolder running this game. Like every early game fight that happened, Aurora was the one moving, being that little bit extra damage and team fight potential. Xerath always late to move, only having the arcane power to commit to the fights.
It just
So
wasn't
that Smolder
enough.
Yep, and so early on we see Smolder and Pantheon getting those early leads. I mean, in every one of those late game team fights, every time Smolder landed a single Q, boom, half their health bar's gone at least.
Yeah.
And I guess it just had some good team fights coming back with those Nico engages, comboing with the Zinzao, with the Twitch, with that Gare, just shredding through everyone inside. If Chaos isn't in those big piles to get that engage off, it just did not matter.
Yeah, and that's sort of where I love to think or delude myself into believing that Twitch is a late game AD carry on account of what his ultimate can do. Unfortunately, if there's just enough IQ points on the enemy team, they just know to spread out and the options aren't there. I want to give a shout out to Tate because he made it his entire life's purpose to ruin Taco's night, and by God did he. That last fight, it took a little bit longer than it had in previous little surprise jumps onto the rat, but he still made sure that Taco could not get into the fight and could not contribute. And I would call that just like sort of the highlight performance that just meant that Rez could just continue free of concern because there's no one really else on the enemy team that could kill him outside of like the Garen, and if the Xerath, if Elegance was hitting their shots bar.
Yeah.
So we are going to take ourselves a little bit of a break. We will be back for Game 4 between Team Chaos and the Gassy Chuds. We are entering Game 4 draft. We have... Let's see how they're setting this one out. So, Prophet in the top lane here for Gassy Chuds with Lacuna in the jungle. Baby in mid lane. All Gucci in the bot lane with Warlord Raigan rotating from jungle to support. Yukino in the top lane for Team Chaos with UltraCat, the captain in the jungle with Shredman, the beloved Shredman. I really liked his performance. And earlier, Rapid Fire in the bot lane with Maya, our wonderful Nico from the previous game in the support.
Nope, Nami.
Nami? It was Nami. You're right. You're right. I'm gonna leave. I'm done. But we're going to be getting ourselves into draft here. This is technically game 4. As I said, you have only seen 2 games streamed so far. You believe your eyes, but your ears will hear me tell you that we are on game 4 because the first 2 games were played at the same time with only one of them streamed. Now, waiting to see if we're going to have some bans coming through here and picks. Any intakes? I know you didn't have much to say last draft, Dusek, but
First off, ignore the score at the top. The Gassy Chuds are up 2-1. So if they do clutch out this game, it is the end of the series. It is a best of 5, not a best of 7.
Thank you for that reminder from my earlier embarrassment in the green room. But you were saying?
Beyond that, I've been gone most of the season. I do not know a lot of these players. I don't know their play styles. I'm not sure what champs they're going to play, but I will say alone, I would not be too surprised if we saw a Nami ban coming out from Chuds after the performance Maya put out last game.
Yeah, that would be a very reasonable take, I would say, especially Rapid Fire Tier 1 player, 38-point value on the scale, is a pretty aggressive player, as I recall, and as watching those highlights during the break, I'm remembering certain moments where Rapid Fire would be doing the absolute best that he could in a situation, and sometimes just needed his team to hold space for him while I believe he was on a smolder and just needed to put out damage. So I can very, very much vouch for both Rapid Fire and Shredman with just how both today with Shredman on that Swain did very good work, especially in the early game against, I want to say it was Elegance, and Rapid Fire did very well as in previous weeks as we were going through just the regular season. Still just waiting on for all the picks and bans to come through.
Still waiting on Team Chaos.
Yep, so if anyone wants to know why we're taking so long, we can blame Team Chaos. So everyone go DM UltraCAD for asking why you're taking so long to submit your information. But all jokes aside, there we go.
We have bans starting now.
Yeah, band starting now. We're going to have the Zed taken away from Shredman. I feel like he's a powerful Zed one trick. I'm kind of missing Jagan and his Briar right now. And then, yep, Cassante taken away from Prophet, getting rid of that tank all-in option, as well as the Skarner from UltraCAD. Getting ourselves rolling along here. Caitlyn being taken away from Rapid Fire. I feel like that's a nice little pocket pick for him, and it will be denied. The Smolder being taken away from All Gucci. I believe everyone is having a little bit of a sigh of relief. They will not see the baby dragon on the Rift for this next game. And the Shen picked up by the Gassy Chuds. I would imagine this would be for Profit in the top lane.
It could be for Profit. We have also seen the popularity rise of the Shen jungle coming out, so it wouldn't be too impractical. It could also be the possible flex pick. They also could be. You never know.
It could be. It used to be support back in the day as well. Can't say I've seen much of Shen in the jungle for a while, but it might be being predicted in the same way. UltraCAD's going to get their Jarvan grabbed here on the first picks rotation by Team Chaos. So gonna be able to actually get pretty much engaged and involved pretty early on. Can't say this is at least the best draft strategy showing the Jarvan this early, because it kind of informs Gassy Chuds to take a much more mobile set of carries between either the top lane. If it is this Shen, not going to worry about being in the Cataclysm. Team Chaos will deny the Corki and his Valkyrie for escaping from the Jarvan Cataclysm. So I do like that. But I still kind of feel like if All Gucci has it in their champion pool, they're going to pick up like an Ezreal or something.
I mean, but I think you're fine with that. In terms of Corki versus Ezreal, I think just Corki does everything Ezreal does, but better right now. Has the better scaling, has that team fight potential. So I think you're more than fine if you're going to say, yeah, the only ADC you have left is Ezreal, unless you want to play that immobility, but nope, they're going to take the Ezreal.
I'm doubling down, but I understand why they'd take it, especially with the Jarvan in play. Now it's going to be curious if we actually get ourselves any supports locked in for these 80 carries. We saw the Enchanters come through with the Nico and Nami in the last game, but no, we're going to have the Volibear picked up, and I believe this would be for Lacuna.
Yeah, that is going to take away the possibility of that Shen jungle, most likely.
Volibear, though, with some items and some gold, can turn into a very monstrous creature, especially if he's allowed to continuously brawl and bite onto the same target over and over and over again. His sustain is very deceptive, but very good.
Yeah, this is one thing I talked about, possibly taking away that Nami, especially paired with that Corki. That is a monstrous bot lane early game. We saw Maya have that phenomenal performance last game on the Corki. The constant multi-man bubbles, the great ult positioning, just everything you want out of that Nami.
Yeah, it feels like Gassy Chuds aren't really respecting Team Chaos and what was able to be accomplished. Maya did fantastic work in that last game. The bubbles, as you pointed out, the wave on that gank that just neutered what was trying to be accomplished by the Gassy Chuds. And aside from what Tate was doing on the Aurora, just keeping Handy Taco out of the game, the plays and performances, the decision making from Maya in game 3 were phenomenal, to say the least.
Yeah. I see Team Chaos not. I'm assuming they're thinking that's a Shen jungle because they are banning away those hyperscaling top laners in the Vayne and the Kale. So I'm guessing that means they're going to take some kind of tank on 4 and save their counter pick for Shredman.
Yeah, I am curious to see what happens. I'd like to see what Shredman, what other options he had, what other champions he has in his pool. The Swain was not taken away, but I don't believe Gassy Chuds believe that to be a problem. I feel like it would fit if would a Swain fit pretty well in the comp so far. Nope, never mind. Syndra picked up for Shredman, so here to execute, here to throw some balls and really cause a lot of pain.
Gonna throw some balls in the jaws.
Mm-hmm. So Shredman's gonna have his pick.
Oh!
And then the Katarina picked up by Baby. I'm really excited about this, and I like the decision. The Nami ult and the Syndra Pulse is the only sort of CC to really interrupt the chaining of cooldowns and shun pose that Baby can get done on this Katarina, like really set up to go off. And I've really started to really understand and enjoy Katarina a lot more in ARAM, realizing that a non-hit build is viable on account of what her ultimate can do, that Heartsteel can stack with her. Well, she's an incredibly versatile champion. It could be,
but with how squishy Team Chaos is, I'd be very surprised if we didn't just see the raw burst with, like, Gunblade.
Oh, yeah.
Because, like, she could very easily take over these team fights if she can dodge CC. And it's going to be the mouth fight for Yukuno in the top side.
That's their go button, and I like it. Malphite, easy champion, easy win condition.
They have a lot of go buttons. Jarvan ult, Malphite ult, Nami wave, Syndra stun. But Gassy Chuds, I mean, the moment you see a Katarina, there's always a chance of, oh, they might just get reset and run this entire game.
Very possible, very possible. Indeed, Baby Pure. It's kind of the big win condition on the side of Gassy Chuds. This is the best guesses that we have at this point. Volibear is going to be going in the top lane with Shen as the support. I would agree with that. And then Lacuna taking the Shyvana in the jungle. We saw Shyvana earlier in the series, was not that impressive. Let's see if we can actually get some more mileage out of the Dragon Lady. And then the rest of it's pretty straightforward. So we're going to get ourselves a little bit of a break. We will see you for Game 4 on the night between Gassy Chuds and Team Chaos.
You are live.
We sit at the edge of what can be the end of the night if the Chuds take it, or we'll extend play if Team Chaos can do it one more time. Production pointed out something very interesting to us while we were waiting for the load up. Blue side has won all the games tonight so far, which does not bode well for Team Chaos, but does bode very well for when I want to go to bed.
Well, one thing I also noticed that we were wrong about It is fully jungle Shyvana top lane.
Oh, that we were incorrect about that entirely. So Lacuna taking the Volibear into the jungle, so run and maul. Alrighty, and then Prophet taking the Dragon Lady topside. So we're gonna see Dragon with resources and interesting.
I feel like both do well enough into Malphite where it doesn't really matter because they both do that like hybrid physical damage where you can't just get really punished for armor stacking.
Yeah, and he's gonna need to really prioritize getting some anti-heal, at least if Lacuna's gonna spend a lot of time in the top lane bullying Yukino. Just because that bite that Volibear does heals him for so much.
Yep, based on missing health, so it can get really crazy.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. In my times on the Murder Bridge, Volibear healing himself is kind of one of the most game-breaking things, where he's a bigger carry than actually other carries in the game. So, doesn't look like there's going to be too much happening this time. Junglers are both clearing from top to bottom. Gonna grab their camps and roll from there. I'm realizing, gosh, I am from such an older age. There is always the idea of getting like first early levels or first 3 levels and immediately ganking, and that just isn't a thing anymore. Bubble will miss. Good taunt onto Rapid Fire. Gonna put the hurt on him, bringing him down to 300 health. Maya trying to step forward to get a trade back, but you know what I'm talking about? Like, early games don't really happen anymore.
3 camps into gank just aren't as viable with how durable a lot of laners are and with how much mobility there is. It's like, even if you get the kill, which is a lot harder, people are so much more aware of it that you're gonna get invaded on the backside.
Yeah, this ends up hurting way too much, keeps the early game pretty stable, I guess. Bot Crab's going to be spawned. Wave priority in Gassy Chud's favor. So Ultra Cat might need to go all the way up to the top side river to get himself that crab. Oh.
Oh, unlucky. The last, I think I was quarter
like
second or
0.3, it's like 0.3 seconds or something like that. Yeah, it's this last little timer.
Yep, you can only be interrupted by hard crowd control.
And they're trying to favor into this right now. The Katarina is taking quite a bit of damage. That does not set them up to be able to double scuttle crab Team Chaos. Gassy is going to have to play this very carefully. Syndra has gone into the rivers, trying to bully it up. The Katarina will be able to flank. We're seeing trades here on the top side. They're going into the mid lane. But it looks like there will be an equalization of crabs and... not exactly, but close to CS.
Yeah. I mean, nothing too crazy happening. I thought it'd be a bit more, but there's just nothing to really anywhere to get a fight going on. There was not a lot of hard CC, not a lot of lockdown. Like, you have the Syndra stun, the Jarvan flag and drag, but there's not a lot of follow-up at this point in the game.
I'm not sure what Yukina's... looks like Yukina's trying to push that wave to where it gets neutral, but I don't think that's where he would want the
Nah, he's out of mana.
Yeah, the wave's going to be positioned in a place that's not too much in his advantage. Prophet is just auto-pushing. As long as Yukino can keep collecting, of course, the XP, but the gold should be in a pretty good place for when this game starts getting towards skirmishes and team fights.
Uh-oh, Shendash did not connect.
Good. I'm able to use the AoE to block any of the auto attacks coming in. So not punish too hard for that missed taunt.
Nope, little Guardian Shield helping out on the back end of that trade. Uh-oh, Lacuna in the bot side, though. He is not spotted.
Looking for trouble. Nothing really to fight for just yet. Oh, no, wait. The Hextech Drake's actually up right now. He's going to solo that Drake. And I don't think anyone on the side of Team Chaos is even going to read this.
No, with the self-healing on the W, he can just tank that dragon all day long. The only issue is if the Jarvan's walking down, he might get spotted.
And that's going to be it. The Shen's going to cancel his back. 700 health. Garvin's going to go in super late. The Dragon's already been secured. Now he's got to figure out how he wants to escape. He's going to be put on fire. Flash over the wall here. First blood acquired by the Volibear. Now the Katarina gets to go off. The Flurry of Blades picking up the first. Now, no flash available. Try to look for the stun. Katarina's going to be able to get another. Continues it. Gets the spinner. Ruski knives. Throwing. That's what we're talking about, baby. Just putting on display the mobility and just how threatening a Katarina can be when she is unrestrained.
Exactly what I wanted to see from this Katarina. Like, even though she did not get either of the kills, just that raw AoE burst damage where it's just one kill leads to another, leads to another, leads to another. The moment you got that first kill, you saw all of Team Chaos immediately try to run away, knowing what would happen if they got one more kill.
Yeah, psychological damage has been effective so far in this match.
Yeah, and the Jarvan EQing in well after the dragon was already dead, put him in a really awkward position where he tried to flash away, but just couldn't get enough distance, and the Katarina cleaned him up.
Yeah, and that is the really big fear here, is just if this Katarina gets accelerated and is allowed to dip, dop, jump, dive, and just move all over the map and just kind of keep doing this. Just walking in forward brings Shredman down to half health, and Baby took no damage in that trade.
No, sometimes you see the Conqueror Katarina go for those on-hit builds. Nah, this is Electrocute, full AP, raw burst, old school Katarina, baby.
Very prepared to jump on a squishy and give them no chance to react to the threat.
Gotta hit him with the 404 error, health bar not found.
I don't know how, but I suddenly have this gray screen on my computer.
Oh man, did I randomly become colorblind?
That's wild, dude. I should have eaten more carrots.
The bow special, random color blindness.
Oh no, Shredman, you're gonna be caught in a lot of trouble.
Speaking of
Good little
random
bit of a
color
stun.
blindness.
Gonna be able to throw all of the balls, unleashed power to defer and deny that gank. Good little roam down by Prophet. This is actually just gonna set for him to grab all three Void Grubs. Gassy Chuds grabbing a distinct advantage, not just in how this lane probably has gone in the mid lane, but just across the map here. First Drake, all three Grubs. Oh, Katarina's Bear's going to be up here. It's going to get executed. You're now caught in the Cataclysm with this Bear, Jarvan. You might want to bring that wall down, but you're going to get eaten. There we go. Munch, munch, crunch, crunch. Lacuna gets themselves a third kill, actually. Looks like they picked up those first two kills that were just assists for the Caitlyn. I know that Kayla's going to be really scary as this game gets later, and when and if she gets accelerated. But an accelerated Volibear, I know he's a linear, one-track minded kind of champion, but if you can't stop that one line, you can't stop the pain train, it's gonna hurt.
Yeah, Warlord Ragan also using the stand united there, trying to save Katarina, but just not enough shielding coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lacuna at this point, with the full Dusk and Dawn, is an absolute monster right now.
Yeah, 9.5 minutes into the game, already with a finished item. That's a very good place to be. Only 800 gold ahead of his counterpart, but that 800 gold difference is going to be enough that if this Volibear walks into the Jarvan's jungle, it's not his jungle anymore.
No, well, 800 gold plus an extra 8 stacks on the Darksteel. I'd say it's closer to about 1,500 right now.
Yeah, just an
That's an
gold.
extra 24 AP, so about extra 500 gold.
I like that Shredman realizing they just need to stay in between those two little knife zones, but not allow for the spin to apply any more damage. So has their positioning down.
Yep, he does have the full Blackfire Torch, so that those balls land, you're burning for a while. But Dragon spawning in 15 seconds. Both teams positioning to try to fight over this. But Gassy's Chuds currently have the priority.
Yeah, priority acquired. The Shen doing good work, clearing out all the waves. Volibear running, shadowing them. The wave still pushed it into the favor of Gassy Chuds.
Whoa!
That's a
Dragon!
Dragon just being an absolute Chad here. Walking all the way up to just auto attack the Nami. This is going to put Gassy Chuds on, I want to say, the back foot. Oh, Syndra's not going to get caught out, but now there's going to be nothing but pain. He's on fire. You have to run away. It's going to get the pushback. This is going to be all that's needed. Doesn't get the execute. This Katarina is going down, and now there's too much everywhere. Ezreal's going to be start floating off the Qs, and the Shyvana, big burn damage across everyone. It actually doesn't even get the final kill. That's an ace. Double kill picked up by All Gucci. That's 11 minutes into the game. We just had ourselves a full team fight in the jungle.
Yeah, 5 for 2 with Gassy Chuds also managing to pick up the dragon. Katarina's just can we get a replay of that fight?
Yeah, walk us through here.
So Katarina, the Malphite ult went wide. Katarina a hair's breadth away from getting these resets, but just when you're stuck in these very small jungles, that AoE of the Volibear, of the Shyvana, it's gonna do so much to just melt through the entire team.
Yeah, and they were on top of each other, so all the full AoE damage from Lacuna and Prophet just got to melt everyone on the side of Team Chaos, and they probably were already over-prioritizing. The stun was already used on to Baby. He was the first one in. It's usually not how you want to play fights as a Katarina, but Baby is entirely here to face tank in and really kind of do what we saw that Handy Talco had to do. It's kind of be the one that eats all the CC, and that really means the rest of your team gets to have a free fight, and they sure did.
Well, Team Chaos also importantly, before that dragon fight, they burned both Tsunami and Jarvanel trying to pick off the Shen while he was interrupting the bases, but they couldn't get anything from it.
Yeah, not the best use of those abilities. Unstoppable Force not available for Yukino for a while. No flash at all. He's going to take him into the alcove. But they're going to hand this over to Katarina. I love this. I love this.
That is quality teamwork.
Well, we know what our win condition is, and it's not a fed Lacuna. It's not a fed Shyvana. It's going to be a fed Katarina. Oh, Rapid Fire is not going to be happy about that.
Do have the Jarvan coming here on the bot side. Ezreal, no flash.
There's going to be the shift. No flash available. He's going to be able to get the ultimate off. Only tags on to 1. Shutdown gold picked up by Rapid Fire. I get the MIA, but that's going to be 4 in the bot lane. Needs to start pushing all these other waves to try to get some value for it. Get some turret plates. Baby has been sitting, just auto-attacking that turret. It is below half health. They might get they might get the first 2 bricks of the game.
Barely dodged that scatter the weak ball. They will pick up that first tower in the top side for the Gassy Chuds. Solid 3,000 gold lead at 14 minutes.
Yep, and that's pretty much what's, well, we're going to see. Pretty much all that's needed. There's not any infinite scaling champions in this game at this point. Right now, like, Volibear can become a monstrous, problem, but that's really I've only experienced that like an uncoordinated ARAM. I would expect with voice comms available, there would be better options. But get the Unstoppable Force with this topside gank out of the Malphite. Feels like if they could have timed that maybe a little bit later, it would have really made it easier to grab their next dragon. But Gassy Chud still farming up and farming around.
I mean, it's still a rank 1 ult. It's a rather long cooldown. Oh no, it's rank. Oh, was it rank 1 when he ulted? I'm not sure.
I wonder if we could see that. We're gonna click on him.
Yeah, we do see. Well, it's rank 2 now. I don't know if it was rank 1 when he ulted.
Right.
But we are seeing some completed items coming out across the entire map. Apparently, the Lichbane on the Katarina, so she is really committing to just getting that first kill with the Lichbane proc and trying to get these resets.
Yep. Good stun by Shredman. I couldn't get the follow-up damage.
Yep.
The spot lane.
We do see the Trinity for the Ezreal and the Corki. And a thing you don't see a lot anymore, Locket Rush from the Shen.
I do like that. It adds an extra level of shielding. especially if he's coming in on someone to save their life. You would expect the Shen shield, but not the Aegis shield. We're having a fight on two fronts. Siobhan's going to ult in. Yukino, Unstoppable Force is available, but he's just holding it. I think he's trying to hold it for this Chemdrake that's going to be alive. Flag and drag in. Ultracat going to try to grab one. Grabs the other instead. Shredman's going to take out all of Gucci. This dragon is all but secured by Team Chaos with that sequence of events.
I don't know, Prophet's teleporting in.
Prophet's teleporting in, but the dragon form is gone. He's going to be able to get some burn, but he's going to have to figure out how to build this Rage Bar up in time for this dragon fight. Team Chaos just hanging around, posturing. They don't have Malphite. He's going to be up in 4 or 5 seconds. We're going to have a Death Brush placed. Katarina flashing away, trying to get out, stay alive. Katarina's not so scary if she's face hanging into a Death Brush of 4 or 5 members of Team Chaos. And now that, I think now we have a secured first Drake for Team Chaos.
I don't know. Chud looking like they're still planning on fighting this.
Ooh, and that's going to be in by the Shin. Gets the taunt on to 1, but there's no real damage follow-up right now. Now the rest of Team Chaos get to regroup and reapproach. And they're just going to still take the Drake, so it's a decent entrance from Warlord Ragam, but there was no real follow-up on to the target that he taunted. And, you know, the rest of the team just kind of stays away.
Yeah, they really are relying on that early burst to get these resets to make these team fights possible. But speaking of burst, immediately, baby, one-shots Maya has the reset.
Yeah, trying to keep going here. Get the spin off once more. There you... Oh, needs the Q. Does not get Altricat. Saves his mid laner. 1 health left on that Shred. And now... Ooh, the shield's going to be able to at least get on to the Volibear. The turret shot will take out Lacuna. So... Rapid Fire keeps the trade even from the gank, and now Prophets will be able to push this way forward. Shredman's going to try to head down to the bot lane to meet this push and at least try to delay the destruction of this tier 1 bot lane turret. The rest of this game feels still very much like on a knife's edge. 4 minutes till the next strike that would give Gassy Chuds sole point. Still waiting for... Yeah, still waiting for a lot more to develop here.
Yeah, gold leads down to about 2,000 gold. So Chuds really... I mean, they've been taking these towers, but they haven't been pressuring much. They lost the last dragon. I mean, Corki had 2 items working towards finishing that Man-Immune Syndra almost towards her Cosmic Drive. They need to... Gassy Chuds really need to find a fight to actually use this gold lead and start accelerating it.
Yeah, because the point of having the gold lead means you can win the fight, which means you can take the big important objectives like dragons, like barons, like heralds. Like the Nexus and so on. So
yeah, they don't have any real way to shred these big objectives. They need to rely on getting a big team fight, taking down 3 or 4, and just sieging.
Remains to be seen. Oops, stun got lock onto Yukino. He should be able to walk this one off, but this is just Lacuna buying space for Prophet to get some damage on to that turret and pushes through. Just keeps pushing the wave and applying pressure, overloading the top side of the map.
Yeah, but Team Chaos looks like they've adapted to it. They immediately have Jarvan down the bottom side, pressuring back baby.
Yeah, here comes the Herald. There's going to be too much of a load here for Yukino to take. Herald's going to get lined up for the point-blank charge. Will take out that turret. Unstoppable Force will be used to get away. The Corki has arrived. That's going to be a big damage character up and available. It's going to start really putting the hurt onto Lacuna right now. Auto attacks in. They can't get to the Corki. He's getting free fire right now. It's going to be forced to fly away on the dragon mode. And just the bit of AoE spells from Prophet and Lacuna to prevent the chase. Keep rapid fire at arm's length. But mission accomplished.
All it took was all 5 members of Team Chaos to finally push Lacuna off his top lane.
Hey, teamwork keeps the bear from eating your home.
But yet again, we're seeing Yukino having to constantly burn the Unstoppable Force just for safety. Not being able to be the engaged tool he really is wanting to be.
Yeah, and the thing is that he wasn't exactly too poorly positioned up there in the top lane, but once they brought in the Herald, it kind of really turned the laning situation to rather topsy-turvy, especially when other help showed up.
Yeah.
All right, 1 minute till this next Drake is up. Teams are starting to try to clear vision, try to assert their dominance, keep the space allocated. They can have a much easier time and force the enemy team to take control. Shen gonna get caught out by Scat of the Week from Shredman. Now forced to flag and drag away Ultracat in a bit of danger.
Yes, Chuds have worked their way into Vision. They are able to set up Vision for this dragon fight now.
See, the thing I'm talking about is how there is, whether or not there is conditional engage on the side of Gassy Chuds versus like the kind of auto go in but must win fight engage with Yukino, or even if Ultracat like flag and dragged in, or even overextended.
I think it's more so they just play the zone and make them walk into them.
Ooh,
Katarina tries to get some poke, but loses 3/4 of her health bar so quickly.
yeah, don't go too far here. Gonna be forced to go in then. That's gonna be a jump in Cataclysm, but flashes out immediately. The wave's not gonna hit anyone, but now this Shyvana's all alone. They're gonna put the Unstoppable Force on him. That's gonna be a stun onto the Jarvan of all people. That's not who you want to send those spells onto. Ezreal caught out in the Dragon Pit. Not sure why he's there. Sent the ultimate to the top of the map. Didn't hit anyone. A very poorly managed fight on the side of Gassy Chuds. And that was
They
easy
were
for Team
never on the
Chaos.
communication. Like
Yeah.
no one was talking about when they were going in, because the moment Volley went in, Shyvana went out. When Katarina went in, everyone went out. It's just they did not seem coordinated in understanding what their win condition was that fight.
Yeah, and I go back to what my at least playstyle is with Katarina. Being the first in as Katarina is usually not what you want to do, especially if there's a counter engage option, if the bubble is well placed, if the stun can come out from Shredman, if the flag and drag could catch you in a quick little combo, and Yukino with just the auto win ultimate. There's just too many things here that limit that what Katarina can do, especially in like these 5v5 standoffs before we get to a major objective. She's got to be second or third into the fight so that she's not disrupted by any of these, CCs.
Well, not even just the CC disruption. We saw the burst from Corki and Syndra. She was chunked to half health before she could even get her second dagger out.
Yeah, and that's gonna be a problem. He's already got the Shadow Flame for that extra magic pen, and really indexing into what you were talking about, just trying to burst and blow up the enemy team. But Rapidfire's got the barrier on his evolved Manamune, and that exchange that we saw just took a few auto attacks, and he'd already pretty much brought Baby super low, and that put the Katarina out of the fight. That put the rest of Gassy Chuds at a major disadvantage.
Yeah, gonna
get baited on a war. The Shen will be blown up, and the Ezreal doesn't even have a chance to Arcane Shift away. That's Baron.
100%. Gassy Chuds have no way to fight through this.
Team Chaos want to go the distance tonight. We don't exactly have the music allocatable, but and the name eludes me, but the Game 5 song may play.
Silver Scrapes.
Silver Scrapes, thank you. I had the S and I kept going Surfer for some stupid reason. Maybe Silver Surfer thoughts. Yukino's going to play Buffer, keep Prophet away from the Dragon, from the Baron. Lacuna, I would be trying to get yourselves in there. There's going to be the Flyer in. Prophet going all the way and trying to get some damage onto the Corki. Corki will jump over. They have stolen it. Chomp and Smite secure it. And now Shen, he's just going to be bullying this Syndra, who's going to try to keep them away. Malphite trying to peel for so many of his carries right now. Valkyrie, but you're going to be chased down, rocked down. And Lacuna, double kill and the Baron, absolutely carrying their team through this fight. This is where they're sort of messing with the Malphite, and I honestly feel like they're being a little bit distracted. It's trying to keep biting on to... Oh, and that's going to be the ultimate in, and then just smited. Ultracat not with the option.
Prophet flash ulted into the Baron pit, fearing them away, getting the Kuna that little bit of room to get him in there. And it just pushed them away and broke that strong team fight they had going with that zoning. And once they scattered, it just became those AP bruisers taking over.
Yeah.
Lacuna and Prophet really running that team fight with these beefy AP bruisers.
Oh my goodness. How often do you see a jungler at the top of the gold graph? Lacuna absolutely just putting on a show here. And there's not really an answer on the side of Team Chaos just yet. Rapid Fire could put out very good, consistent damage. But we saw how that kiting experience went going into the mid lane. At this point in the game, Lacuna might be the most powerful champion on the field.
Yeah, and not only did they get ace, but they lost the Baron. So now their base is in trouble. Chuds missing that one thing, not being able to siege. Suddenly, every lane's in danger.
Flag and Drag trying to catch out the bear. Nothing else to come of it. They're at least getting a two-wave pressure here in the mid and bot lane. I like this. This feels a little bit better than how the previous game went, where they're just kind of deathballing around. They're trying to get these synchronized. Prophet trying to walk in the mid lane. But I think they're going to move over to Dragon.
Does still have a lot of wave clear. They don't have to force it right now. There isn't a they don't get hard outscaled this game. They can play it slow and just wait for their soul.
Well, this might be the time. Gassy Chuds primed to take the Dragon Point lead. As the Chemtech drink will spawn in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I don't think there's no inhibitors down, but Team Chaos.
You can't walk.
Yeah.
You can't walk into that jungle blind. You walk into a Volibear, you walk into Shyvana, you are getting blown up and CC'd to hell and back. And when you're already down 6k gold and with the bear buff, you can't risk losing members right now.
Yeah, and they have some wards up there in the sort of peripheral of their jungle, but the rest of their jungle is more or less blind. And that just limits what your options are for what you can do, how you can play, and what can you try to protect or attend to. Oh, it's going to be a walkthrough here. True Sharp Raj is going to come through, but this... Oh, she wants it. It's only going to get the one. Only gets the Nami, but here comes the Shyvana here to clean up her mid laner's mess. This is what a real dragon looks like. Volibear is going to try to chase, but will not make it. And that is a 1-for-2 exchange.
Yeah, Baby might have only got the one kill herself, but that Shyvana came in, she did enough AoE damage able to get the cleanup. Baron might be gone, but they're going to try to pressure this mid lane. They don't have the pressure without that Baron buff on the wave.
Yeah. So that'll be a minute ahead of the Drake spawn. 2 minutes ahead of the Drake spawn. Gassy Chuds going to slowly take their time, figuring out where the hidden vision is, making sure the rest of the map is black. Keep the waves pushed up, so Chaos has to meet them. And we're just waiting on the big purple worm right now.
Yeah, neither side really has potential outside of a stray Cinder Ball, so I'd be very surprised if any fight happens before the next minute.
A bit of a fight in the jungle here, a bit of posturing. We're going to be fighting over a red buff. Sharp Barrage goes wide, but Jarvan trying to actually get a little bit of an intriguing fight here. Shen's flashes away. It feels a little bit worth it for Team Chaos. Maya had to use her flash to stay alive, but if Warlord Ragan doesn't have a flash, he can't really guarantee a flash taunt opportunity to really, catch Rapid Fire Shredman.
Yeah, I always got the tank item, the full HP lifeline protobelt harness, I think it's called.
Yes, that's what you're thinking.
Yeah, kept Shen alive at the end there, where they thought they had him shipped down. They stopped focusing him and just slowly ticked up back enough to stay alive.
Yeah, that's one of those excessive self-healing items that I really wish they'd have realized to make years ago, because It seems
It's
like a
so
really
good.
cool. It seems like a really cool idea, as opposed to like wait 8 seconds and have Warmogs heal you up at a rapid rate. Um, it also means that there's an alternative item between the Serpent's Fang. Shyvana comes in, but will get buffered by the Jarvan. Nami is super low, going to put down a bit of an AoE heal, but they're okay to walk into it. We're just pushing through here. Blue side still winning the game. Double kill from this Katarina. Goes off, doesn't even actually get the tower proc. That is such a wiping, such a leveling of the playing field. Well, we might be seeing the end here, Dusik.
Oh, I'd be very surprised if we didn't. That it's 5 versus 2. Make that 5 versus 1. Chaos doing their best to hold, but one team fight is all it took.
Yeah, 31 and a half minutes into game 4. Gassy Chuds will take the 3-1 victory over Team Chaos here at the beginning of playoffs. That's a good way to start it.
I mean, we finally saw it happen. Katarina not having to be the main engage in those team fights. Shyvana got a good flank. And boom, Katarina got 1 kill. Boom, Katarina got a 2nd kill. And all of Team Chaos was reduced to such low health, they had to just fall back.
Yeah, and surprising, but the Shyvana topping out the damage charts with just all that AoE was just how those fights went. It may not have been discussed very well inside of Team Chaos, but they kind of had a balled up and stay close together comps to try to protect each other. But that just meant that Shyvana's AoE damage just got to just do this kind of damage. She didn't even die. 4-0 and 12.
Yeah, I'm about to say, we really got to talk about the fact this Shyvana not dying, being this side lane menace, as well as running these team fights, being that engaged for her team, just being an absolute menace. And considering we didn't even think she was going to go top lane, I think she well outperformed. 55 CS up at 14 minutes. Damn.
No.
That's actually the end game CS. The overlay's wrong.
So, really great work there by, what was that? By, is it Prophet on the Shyvana and the Volibear. Very happy to see how this one, and Lacuna piloting the Volibear very well, not overfeeding, keeping simple to it. Yeah,
It is his most known champion.
yeah, plays the edge just right, knows how to dance with the bear, and did it well tonight. 8-1 and 8. You can't ask for more than that. It's doing pretty good with damage, just being the beef, and that engage, that Baron steal, that was what tipped the entire skills off the charts over the side. Team Chaos were caught up into a level of discord they just couldn't handle. They couldn't bridle it.
You can see the exact moment that still happened on the gold graph there. It was like a solid 2k gold for about 10 minutes. And then immediately one Baron steal, one good team fight, and they're up to 6k gold in the lead now and just running through that game.
Yeah, that's a 4k jump there.
Yeah, that really was the point that went from a close game to Team Chaos needs to find something now, and they just couldn't get that pick. Everyone's either so mobile or so beefy.
Yeah. So that will round us out here for tonight, if I am not mistaken. Still learning how the league runs, but this has been fun. Oh, I want to give a shout out to our producer, Ultra, getting us through the night and keeping us informed about how things are running. Dusik, thank you for getting with me here as we get into the playoffs. This is looking really good for Gassy Chuds. They are starting strong.
Always a pleasure. Can't stop in as much. Things got busy, but it's always fun to come back, cast these games. Community is always so welcoming, and games are always so much fun to watch.
Oh, yeah. Chaos, notwithstanding Team Chaos's losses on the day, but the Chaos is always a fantastic way to spend your weekend nights. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. We will see you this next Saturday, if I can get my dates right, the 23rd, for the next round of games here as we get deeper and deeper into the playoffs. Have a good week. We'll see you.